Hi everybody, this is Laura from Riley's Rainbows. I wanted to jump on real quick today and go over my tutorial for how to make a surgical mask. I've been making these for the last week for our local hospital, and I've tweaked all the patterns that I've kind of come across in different videos that I've watched to be the most versatile that I can possibly make it in one simple, easy step. I've made about a couple hundred of them in the last week, so I wanted to not sacrifice the quality of what I was making, but yet be able to make it very versatile in what I was offering. So I'm going to go through my process really quick for you because it is pretty simple so that you can follow this if you choose. So what I am using is just one piece of cotton. This is 100% cotton. It is 9 inches by 14 inches. And all I've done at this point is I have ironed both of the raw edges on the long ends. And I've folded it over about a ½ an inch, ironed it, folded it one more time about a ½ an inch, ironed it. It's not important that you actually get out and measure, just about a ½ an inch. Then I've done the exact same thing on the other side. That's the raw edge. I've taken it, ironed it the first crease, and then ironed the second crease. The second thing that you're going to need, actually this is optional, you don't really even need this, but this is what I have been putting on the inside. It is 9 inches by 6 inches. It is a non-woven piece. It's kind of like the material that the PPE gowns are made out of. It is an interfacing that I got at Joann Fabrics. It is called Pelton, P-E-L-L-T-O-N 915. It is an interfacing. Again, it's a non-woven layer to put inside to help for protection. The other thing that you need is elastic. Right now I'm using 1/4 inch because that is what I have available. Some people are using 1/8. If you have it, if you can find it, that's great. But the nurses are grateful. Anybody that is in medical is grateful for the mask right now. If you have 1/4 inch, that'll work. So 2 pieces, both are 7 inches long. So I am going to angle you down so you can kind of see what I'm doing as I put this all together, and it's pretty simple. Got you here so you can see my machine. Alright, so on the first end, I'm going to open it up so that only my first iron mark is down. The other one is open. And I'm going to take this black piece and I'm going to just line it up right in that crease. And then fold it back over to where I've ironed it the second time. So that black layer is tucked right on in there. And then I'm going to just sew along this top here. Just about 1/4 an inch, nothing fancy, just a straight stitch. Back stitch at the beginning and the end. But because we folded it twice and all of those raw edges are hidden in between, we don't need to zigzag or do anything at this point. Just one straight stitch all the way across gets everything nice and tight inside there, so it's not going to fray when it's washed. So now all I'm going to do is right sides together. I'm going to fold them in half, and I'm going to butt them up so that as each one is folded, they kind of just meet right here. And it doesn't honestly have to be exact, just close. So once this is all folded, they're just meeting right there. And then I'm going to take one of those pieces of elastic and I'm going to actually put it in between that layer. Just like that. So the elastic is just in there. I'm pinching it shut. You can use a pin at this point to hold it in place. I love these little clips. They are so easy. So I'm just going to clip it in place. And I'm just going to grab this end down here. just so that everything is taut and tight, nothing slacking. These are a little bit longer. You can fold that in and just, I'm going to pinch it with my fingers. And then I'm going to take that elastic. Sorry, you can't see. I'm going to take the elastic, I'm going to keep it straight, and I'm going to turn it up into this other corner. And I'm going to stuff it right in tight. Here's the end. I'm going to stuff it right in tight, all flush with that corner that I've been pinching. And then I'm going to sew it. I'm going to sew up onto the edge of this. I've opened this part at this point, and I'm going to sew from here to here. Just again, 1/4 inch seam. Cut off our strings, and then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. So we'll take our elastic, we're going to put it right on in there. We can look at it, we can make sure that everything's kind of even. Get that to fall under there. So I got the same amount here that I have here, and then I can clip it all together. Again, my elastic is hiding in between there. I'm gonna grab this far end, kind of just, this one's kind of short, tuck it over there. And then I'm gonna take that elastic again, and without twisting it, push it up inside so that it's just tucked nice and neat in that corner, and everything is just nice and tight together. You're not working with a ton of fabric, and with this cotton, everything stays pretty taut. It's pretty easy. And then I'm going to sew this side. Okay. Now, just flip it right side out. With the elastic in all the corners, you can easily pull on the elastic gently. That kind of makes sure everything nice and square. And you've got this cute little pouch. Now we're going to finish off this top edge. And the reason we haven't done it up to this point is because now we are going to be able to tuck in all of our raw edges on the corners because of having those sides sewed. So if I tuck this in and then fold it down to where that second iron mark was and clip it, try to clip it so you can see everything. You can see all of our raw edges are nice and tucked inside. Had we sewn that earlier, we would have had raw edges on the outside. So then we're going to repeat it on this side. Just fold that in and then fold it down. This is our ironed edge here, so it's very easy to find that. Clip it. And now we're just going to sew this edge here. Now I'm not going to do it on this one, but I'm going to show you. On some of them I have done this. If you wanted to do the nose clamp, this is the part that I'm sewing right now is what you'd be wanting to put the wire in. Whether it's a pipe cleaner or a piece of wire, or some people were using the twist ties that come with the garbage bags. If you wanted to use one of those, now would be the time. I have sewn, you got like a really bad glare. Let me see. I can't really get that off of there. But I've sewn about three-quarters of the way through. And now would be the time I could easily lift my foot, and if I wanted to stick any piece of wire, I could easily stick it back in that pocket and continue on sewing. That would be it. So I'm not going to leave it into these ones because that's not what I'm doing right now, but that would be easy enough to do. Although no, it doesn't want to come out. There it goes. So very versatile pattern. You can use with it or without it. So there's that top. And I know it was hard to see when I was doing the wire, but again, I started sewing, I stopped about here, just lifted my foot, and then this is forming a little pocket in here. You can just slide your pipe cleaner or whatever you wanted if you're going to use the nose piece into it. And that way it would be tucked right up in this top piece. So next, all we're going to do is we're going to take that top flap that we just made and we're going to fold it over. And I like to clip it. Oh, I still got my strings on the end there. Cut those off. So clip it down, pin it down. That way it just makes sure that it gets down in. And then we're going to pleat it. This is the top of the mask here where the opening is going to be. I like to have my pleats down. I don't think it really matters. It's just what I do. So just make your pleats even as you're going along. You can do 2 pleats, you can do 3 pleats. Honestly, it depends on the fabric that I'm using. Sometimes you got such thick fabric that you just can't get 3 in. But once everything's all pleated, you got about 1.5 inches, just sometimes 2 inches. Again, it depends on your fabric. But having them nice and tight like that just makes it really nice and form-fitting around the face. So there's not big gaps in the side where particles could enter. So we are clipped like crazy right now. This is what we're looking like. And I am going to say about 1/4 inch away from the edge, and I am just going to sew. If I turn the light off, you can see, but then I don't have any power. So when I start this, I don't backstitch because I'm just pushing a lot right now because of the thickness of the fabric, and I'm not using like a denim needle or anything. I just have an upholstery, or not upholstery, I just have a more fine needle in here. But what I just did, here, I'm going to turn this off so you can see it. So what I just did is I was sewing back and forth this way. My needle is still down in it. My foot is up, and I just turn it back. I'm going to sew on top of my first set of stitching. I'm going to back stitch a little over the pleats, a few stitches, just to reinforce it. And then now at the end, I'm going to back stitch quite a bit, a couple times, so that that original stitching is all nice inside and not going to come off. All your threads are in one convenient spot to clip off, and then one side is complete. I'm going to do the other side. I just take all the clips off at once. I found for right now it works fine for me. In the beginning I left them all in one by one. Just work with what you can until you get used to it. Push it all the way through. Back stitch at the end of this one. Leave the needle down. Foot up. Flip around. Foot back down. I'm going to turn my light on so I have power. Push it back through. Back stitch stitch over the pleats, and then back stitch at the end. Okay. So that can be it. You can end it right there if you wanted to. You've got a lining, a pouch they can put a surgical mask inside of, but you can also, if you want a more form-fitting, again, right sides together, on the bottom, make a little tuck. Just right here. You could sew like 1/4 of an inch, down about 1/4 of an inch, and make a tuck. And I'll show you what that looks like. I have others somewhere. Here's one. Alright, this is one that I did it on. It's a tiny little stitch. Makes it a little bit more form-fitting. And tuck underneath the chin. That's personal preference. Or it can be left straight, just like this. So like I said, very versatile, and that was what I was kind of going for. You can add a wire if you want. You have a pocket that you can use if you want. You can do the little tuck at the bottom if you want. All with the same exact pattern. And the reason that I did the top the way I did is if this was actually on, I don't want to try it on because I don't want to not be able to pass it on. But this, when it's up, goes higher on the nose, and then this, because it's folded down, is lower on the cheek. So you get that curve. So when they're wearing it, it curves down on their cheek. It's not so high. So that was my reasoning behind all that, and it also gives you 100% full pocket, length to length, easy to use. At the same time, it's tucking everything inside. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Happy mask making.